Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so a lot of people have been asking me in the lead up to the release of the Kale banner whether the physical Path to Power Kid Goku is worth picking up with red coins. Obviously this is a subject that always kind of comes up when a unit comes back for the first time, so I thought I would do a video talking about it here, going through a few various different angles of which to look at this, because obviously you want to look at the unit themselves. Are they good? Are they worth purchasing with red coins? But the other thing you have to think about, and it's something I say to people on stream all the time when people ask me about, you know, should I pick up this character with red coins, is you have to think about the landscape, not only of the game, of what's going on, what's going to be coming out soon, but also how your coin economy, I guess if you want to call it, works, right? One big thing to think about, which I think people maybe don't think about when they ask that question, is how often do you get coins and how many coins do you have? So if you have 400 red coins right now, you could buy Path to Power Kid Goku and then you won't have any coins left over. So that's where the other question comes in: how quickly do you get coins? If you're a free-to-play player or somebody who doesn't spend very much on the game, chances are it's going to take you quite a long time to build back up to 400 red coins. So you have to think about what is coming out in the near future that you might want to pick up with coins instead that could be a more valuable purchase. Now, one of the things that I've often said in the past is that I do think red coins should most of the time be saved for Dokkan Fest exclusive LRs, right? Because they usually only come back during the very big celebrations or releases of other Dokkan Fest LRs like Tanabata and stuff like that. And those cost 500 red coins, so a little bit more. And those are usually among the best units in the game. Even like a couple of years later when they get their EZAs, they usually get very strong EZAs. So they are top targets for red coins. And I feel like a TUR has to be exceptionally good if they are going to be worth you spending those red coins. Now this brings us to Path to Power Kid Goku. I actually would classify him as one of the TURs that I think is worth getting with coins, but as I said at the beginning, we're going to take a look at some of the stuff you are going to have to consider when choosing to pick him up now or to potentially wait for him to return on a future banner. So this guy leads Dragon Ball Saga, Youth or Exploding Rage, and then that gives 30% to Dragon Ball Seekers or Bond of Friendship. His team is pretty good. Obviously he got a massive buff with the release of the Bulma from the Golden Week celebration. Unfortunately, you know, the 23rd World Tournament units aren't classified as being part of Dragon Ball Saga, so that is a little bit unfortunate. But his leader skill is honestly not the main reason why I think he is a worthwhile unit, even though his team certainly can be pretty good. So he greatly raises attack on super, and then he has two different unit super attacks which both massively raise attack, do immense damage and lower the enemy's attack. Those are very easy to get considering the teams that you're going to run him on. You basically need to have either a Yamcha, Master Roshi, Oolong, Bulma, Youth or Bulma Bunny, or Hachan, the Android 8, who obviously was his side banner unit. So very easy to get on the teams that you're going to run him on. Pretty decent super attack effect. Now his passive, he gets attack and defense, he gets extra when performing a super, he gives support to Dragon Ball Saga or Youth allies, so very good on teams. Even you imagine somebody like him run on a team with Bulma, even if it's not his team, Bulma's providing all that support to everybody, and then he's giving extra support to her, which is obviously very, very good. Now we start to get into the key reasons why he's a valuable unit. He changes one key sphere of a certain type to rainbow, so he's a rainbow orb changer. He gets extra attack and defense per key sphere obtained, so he has a nuking style unit. He gets crit chance and damage reduction for himself, 7% per key sphere obtained. So usually with a rainbow orb changer, you're looking at on average getting 3 to 4 rainbow orbs with him if you get a good field of orbs. So you're looking at 21 to 28% crit chance and damage reduction, which is pretty solid. And then of course he gets extra defense if you get 3 orbs. He gets an additional attack that has a high chance to be a super if you get 5 orbs. And then he gives all allies 8% crit chance and 8% damage reduction with 7 orbs obtained. So if you did pick up 3 or 4 rainbow orbs of him and you get 7 orbs in total, he's giving himself somewhere between 29% and 36% damage reduction, which of course could go up to 43 if you did manage to get 4 rainbow orbs, and of course the mythical 5 rainbow orbs turn, which is possible, gives him 50% damage reduction. But I think if you get 5 rainbow orbs, you actually can't get 7 orbs, right? So he wouldn't get the 8%, so definitely can't get to 50%. But this is one of the reasons why he's so good. 8% damage reduction to all allies doesn't seem like a lot, but when you factor in the amount of damage that units can take from these big boss super attacks, 8% can actually mean quite a significant difference, especially units that rely on defending against these big attacks with raw defense. You know, one of the teams that this guy becomes very, very valuable on, and where his stocks really rose, was with the release of the 23rd World Tournament Tech GOKU, because this guy obviously is on his team, has pretty good links with him, and then that GOKU, even before reviving, can get up to having over 1 million defense, but has to rely on a chance to guard. So if his guard doesn't activate, he's got a high amount of defense, but units like the Metal Cooler Core, or enemies like the Metal Cooler Core I should say, can still deal big damage to him with their super attack. So having 8% damage reduction on top of an incredibly high defense stat is very, very useful. So when we look at the teams that he's on, obviously he's on Pure Saiyans, he's on Earthbred Fighters. These are 2 very big teams. Bond of Parent and Child, obviously one of the biggest, strongest teams in the game. And then of course Goku Family, Kamehameha, Youth, Dragon Ball Seekers, Exploding Rage, another really underrated team that's gotten a lot of buffs recently. So this guy, very, very good. So the unit himself, definitely worth coins. If you have him already, I'm not sure if dupes at this stage is good. I think it comes back to, again, how many coins do you have and how quickly will you restock. For somebody like me who summons a lot and I have a lot of red coins already right now, I will pick up a dupe with him with coins, because I did pull one in my summons earlier and I had him at 55%. That gets him to 79% and allows me to unlock his bottom right and top left for all of his star abilities, which means I will be able to give him what I think is his best build, which is full dodge and then the rest into additional, right? Because he's on the team most of the time, unless you're running him as the leader, and even then you could still float him. He's on the team to be a floating unit that just comes onto the rotation every few turns and gives everyone damage reduction by getting those 7 orbs, but he can also hit reasonably hard as well. And because he's giving crit chance and he's massively raising attack on his super and then greatly raising on additionals, him getting additional supers is very good as well. So Goku, definitely very, very good. Now the thing, as I said, is we have to look at what's coming up in the future. Now, of course, very soon we are getting the worldwide celebration. I am going to do videos talking about my what I predict the worldwide celebration banners will look like once the theme is actually confirmed. But these are the banners from last year, so the AGL Super Saiyan 1 and the Cooler one. And the big thing you can see here is the STR Goku, the Goku and Gohan, and the AGL Cell. These were the Golden Week units. So that means that on the worldwide celebration for this year, we will see the return of 23rd World Tournament Goku and Piccolo Jr. Now, in terms of ranking the top TURs in the game, I'm pretty sure at this point everyone agrees, right? Goku and Piccolo are at the bare minimum top 5, bare minimum, but they are definitely above this Kid Goku. So if you're going into the worldwide celebration and you don't have either of these 2 units, they are both very, very strong candidates for your red coins. And this is why I said you need to think about how many coins you have and how many you get, because if you have 400 coins right now and you spend them all and then have 0, if you go into the worldwide celebration, I mean, to get 400 coins again, you have to spend a ridiculous amount of stones, right? So you're probably not going to get 400 more red coins during the course of the worldwide unless you are a massive whale. So if you want either of these 2 units, this is something you have to consider. Now, of course, the other thing to think about is if you decide not to buy Kid Goku because you want to buy one of these guys, you could then go into the World Tournament, the Worldwide Celebration. Poor JP player's got the World Tournament at the moment, that's why I've got it on the brain. But if you go into the worldwide, you could then just end up pulling copies of these guys off of the banners anyway, and then you didn't buy Kid Goku essentially for no reason. But unfortunately, as they say, hindsight is 20/20. You have to think about which would you prefer. You can always then, if you do pull these guys, save the coins for a future release or just for when Kid Goku comes back at some point in the future. So these 2 units are definitely worth considering saving your coins for. And then the other big one that people have been talking about that you definitely need to think about when he returns is the physical God Goku. who is also, like, he's basically with these three guys, pretty much consider between them who is the best TUR, like, on global at the moment, right? And if we look at the schedule for last year, in October, Dokkan gets, Global gets this weird, like, Halloween Dokkan Festival banner, where there's no new units, but we get a bunch of units that come back. Some of them are pretty good, right? It had the Golden Week units, it had the New Year's units, no worries about Kale Khalifa and Kefla, I guess. But it was the first return of Majin Vegeta. It also had one discounted multi to 40 stones instead of 50. And you did get free Kais with it as well. This banner, if it happens again this year in this similar format, we'll see the return of God Goku. I don't think it's necessarily worth summoning on for a lot of people, but that means that God Goku will be available with red coins in October. So you have 3 big ticket units coming up over the next couple of months. Piccolo Jr., 23rd World Tournament Goku, and God Goku, who are all very prime options for your red coins. So, circling all the way back to the entire point of the video and the very question that this video poses, is Path to Power Kid Goku worth picking up with your red coins? The short answer is yes. The long answer is obviously yes, but you do have to consider what else is coming out in the future. If you're someone who literally, out of the 4 units that we highlighted in this video, if you feel like you're only going to be able to have the red coins to buy one of them before the end of the year, I think personally I would say God Goku. And that's not to say that I think he is definitely better than World Tournament Goku and Piccolo Jr., but just because his leader skill is so ridiculously good, right? Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans, like, his team covers just so many of the best units. All the headliner for the anniversary units are on his team. I feel like this guy, if I was to rank who is the more important to get with red coins, I would put this guy at number 1. As much as I love this unit, his team can be a bit wonky, as well as other teams that he fits on. So I think 23rd World Tournament Goku is a really strong option. If you have 23rd World Tournament Goku, and I guess if you have God Goku as well, this guy is excellent on the 23rd World Tournament Goku team. So there's definitely a lot to think about, but to sum it up again, very short answer, I would say yes, this Path to Power Kid Goku is one of the few TURs that I would say is absolutely worth you getting with red coins. However, as I've said, you need to think very carefully about, you know, what your coin situation is going to be looking like for the rest of the year. But Path to Power Kid Goku is definitely a solid pick for your coins. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Did you decide to pick him up? Did you have him already and you picked up some dupes? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.